Like myself, you could probably feel that something's brewing in the air, something big, something huge, something's about to break. Well, I can tell you that we are about to head into a very symbolic time cycle in 2022. Two blood moons in 2022. Next one's not until the year 2025. Is this a sign of what is in the book of Revelation about the blood moons? What is to come, and what is so symbolic about the dates October 25th and November 8th? I'm going to take you into the past, the present, and my future predictions for this time cycle and the date November 8th especially. Satnam, beautiful friends. Welcome to Sedona, Arizona, my hometown. And I am Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT, always here to bring you love, light, truth, predictions, and prophecy. Be sure to be a part of the tribe and hit that subscribe, followed by the bell and all so you get notifications. Give me a like somewhere along the line. I love and appreciate all of my supporters, the Awaken Your Spirit community on Subscribestar, those who subscribe and are a part of my tribe, and all the other love and support that you bring to me. I couldn't put this information out and spend all the time doing it if it weren't for you. So I thank you. The October 25th, 2022 eclipse is going to illuminate your emotions and your financial investments, not just on a personal level, but universally on our planet. It is going to bring challenges to those areas as well as close valued friendships. You may feel more pressured to bring more harmony into your relationships. The eclipse in Scorpio will bring about matters of power, control, and of course, money. It will also clearly bring forward people's greed. That's right. It's like the veil and the greedy people's being uncovered so that we can see more greed and corruption in the political structure and in government as well. This is, like I said, a whole new revolution that's heading our way and some chaos, especially when we get to November 8th. But still on the subject of October 25th, this is going to bring out your fears and your vulnerabilities and your emotions that are attached to both of those. But the good thing about this period and the eclipse, it's a new moon. New moon is all about rebirth. It's all about leading us to great transformation when we reach the date, November 8th. November 8th and the days that follow is going to bring chaos upon our planet. I'll go into more detail about this in a few minutes. But know that the October 25th eclipse is all about self-mastery and self-improvement as well, especially improvement in the areas of finances and your relationships. The eclipse that hits us on the 8th of November 2022 is a full lunar eclipse and blood moon of 2022, with a full moon in Taurus and a sun in Scorpio, which is bound to inflate emotions even more while fighting strong urges and addictions and keeping focused on those things. Remember that full moon's all about releasing those things. So when we get these urges, we're meant to fight them. And these addictions, we're meant to fight them, and whatever they may be. Clear out things that no longer are doing you any good. And that's a big, big highlight of the November 8th full moon lunar eclipse. So this double eclipse of 2022 is a very rare event, a rare event that hasn't happened in 430 years. I encourage you to do your own research with that, but the last time this occurred was in the year 1592. So we got to take a look at 1592 and also the year 2014 when we had the last double eclipse that aligns very much like the ones we have in 2022. In the year 1592, the Pope switched leadership and a new Pope took charge of the Catholic Church. Does that mean a new Pope could be coming to the church in the near future? The Japanese invaded Korea and many, many battles were fought in the year 1592. Sounds very similar to the battles that were ignited this year in 2022, very similar to 1592. And the big key to the year 1592 was the fact that so many countries changed power. That was the interesting fact that I discovered when I looked back to that time period. So many countries shifted power, just like we are seeing in 2022. 2014 was a year that brought upon a lot of chaos too. If you recall, there was a lot of suicide bombers, a lot of assassinations under the hand of the group ISIS as well. The eclipse in 2014 was on November 4th, only a few days off from the eclipse that we have this year. But the interesting thing that happened in 2014 was during the November elections in the United States, the Republicans retained the House while regaining the Senate. So is that something that's about to occur in the United States? Is the Republicans going to regain the Senate? We're going to have to see. It's not that far off. In November of 2014, there were mass protests in the state of Missouri after a young black man was shot by a white police officer, was released and found not guilty, which brought up great chaos in the state of Missouri over this incident. Great protests. There were mass protests in Mexico in November of 2014 against the cartel. So this clearly shows us that come November, we are going to have mass protests, which are already happening as we see, but it's going to highlight on a different level. It's going to go to the extreme. Also in the year 2014, weather was a little bit wild. In Australia, they received the second hottest November on record and the hottest spring on record. Japan got hit with a big earthquake, a 6.7 earthquake, while earthquakes and tsunami warnings hit in the oceans. Is this a clear sign? Because we already know that everything is so active this year, especially during the cycles of the Mercury retrograde energy shift, but also now coming up with these eclipses, we're going to see mass earthquakes and potential huge tsunamis, not just tsunami warnings this time, but actual water hitting the shores. When we reach November 8th, we're going to have to focus on things that are blocking us, such as our fears, our addictions, and our own debts. We move into November 8th being an 8-month in numerology, and as I predicted in the past, it's going to be a very rough market in the way of the stock markets and with Bitcoin. The 8-month in numerology is highlighted on finances, but so are all the planets that are aligned with these eclipses that are coming up as well. So finances are going to be a huge, huge focus for the entire world. We're going to see the greed come out. We're going to see bailouts come about that people are going to step up and say no to for once. If you look at my past video, 2023 is going to be a big year of great awakenings and the rise up of people. Come November, I have no doubt beginning on the elections on November 8th is going to unleash total chaos. People are going to be shocked by election results, and of course, they're going to argue with them no matter what side wins. It's bound to bring total chaos. Of course, it's going to. Spirit showed me visions that took me back to the summer of 2020. Y'all remember that very clearly, especially Americans. That's when they were ripping apart our cities and burning them down. Being that Spirit brought this reminder to me, I'm sad to report that likely this is exactly what's going to happen come November 9th and November 10th. In my past Tuesday's prediction show, I told you to watch out, or Spirit told us to pay attention to the dates, October 22nd through November 11th as being a very significant time period. It's not just going to be United States where chaos breaks out on the streets. I see this occurring eventually in the UK, England, and throughout our world and our globe. It's time for change, my friends. It's time for great change to take place, and it is happening. It is happening before our eyes. Change isn't easy. Giving birth isn't easy. Ask any mother that's given birth, and we are going through that birthing canal as we speak. Soon we will come out, and there'll be a great rebirth on the planet. But again, rebirth takes some time, takes some patience. So hold on tight. Watch your finances. Watch your relationships and pay attention to everything that's happening in our world instead of listening to what others say or what you read briefly online. Look thoroughly at things. Look deeply at things. Because as Spirit says, nothing is as it appears to be. Nothing. Another important thing about these cycles that we are in and heading into is to be sure not to judge others. Not even yourself. Don't be so judgmental, and try very hard not to act upon things, especially sudden decisions or sudden acting upon things. Because when that occurs, that's going to bring about exactly what I just predicted. Chaos, revolution that's taking place in the United States and abroad. Also, during the month of November, I feel that truth is going to be revealed like never before. This is definitely a great rise up and awakening of the people, but also the darkness pulling their flags that fly ever so falsely moves upon us. I would not be surprised at all or shocked if a major event occurs before November 8th that actually prevents the election from happening at all, which then in turn people could take to the streets with chaos and protest. I feel that this is going to highlight on cryptocurrencies as well, especially Bitcoin, and areas where Bitcoin isn't accepted. There's going to be chaos that breaks out in other countries like Bolivia when it comes to the economy, and England, Australia, and so many others in the month of November. It'll affect the entire economy of the entire global exchange. Also, another thing that Spirit showed me is that there's another cover-up undergo over there in China. If you remember, back in 2019, before we went into the whole 2020 bug, China covered it all up, if you recall. Spirit gives me a feeling that China's covering something up again, or soon will be. So be safe, be healthy, my friends. And don't trust what you watch or what you hear. Use your own intuition, and remember to always do your research. So all in all, there you have it, my friends. And together we all know and feel that something big is brewing for 2022, and this time cycle shows that it's bound to happen. We are heading into a time of quite a bit of chaos and a whole new revolution on our planet, not just in the United States, but globally. I thank all of you for joining me, and again, I thank all of my supporters out there that make this possible, and I hope you hit that subscribe button and the like button to show those algorithms that you want to keep continuing to see my content on your feed. Spiritman JT signing off, wishing you all a beautiful rest of your day. Remember to celebrate life and celebrate you. Be kind to others as you wish others to be kind to you, because we all know mean people suck. Y'all come back now, you hear?